You got to read into this stuff. A lot of people don't. This is how you get deeper meaning to things. And then the days since my dream, okay, I researched that. It was 257 days. It was 8 months and 15 days. It was 36 weeks, 5 days. And that stuck out to me. The 365, which is a whole year. 365 days of the year. A complete cycle. The end. Like the book of Malachi. The end. So, I'm writing all this, and then I noticed he got in his car and he was driving away. And so I wrote down the time. Because you gotta be paying attention. Everything has meaning. So it was 39 minutes. So if you add the 3 and the 9, it's 12. So 12 is like a complete season. It's 12 months to a year. There's 12 hours to morning, 12 hours to the evening. You can look at it that way too. So what else do I want to explain here? So I was like, oh, that is just so interesting. So it was 365 days, the 12 to him being there, and then what else did I write? And then so I get up and I go and because I was sitting in my van, so I go out to sit by a tree and just be out, and I wanted to write and just observing nature, and all of a sudden a cop siren goes off. So he left. I'm going to tell you how much time lapsed. He left at 11:16 a.m. He got there at 10:37. He left at 11:16, and a cop siren goes off at noon. Exactly noon. Another 12. I hope you're picking up that I'm throwing down. Okay? So, I'm just sitting there, and it's like 2 in the afternoon now. And God was really speaking to me yesterday. So I realized another dream that I had, that he was giving me the answer to. It was a dream I had on January 28th, 2026. I was like in an automotive department type thing, but I think I was doing something with plants. I really don't remember, but that's really not important. But the part that I picked up was a homeless man put his arms around me, and we were just talking, and I looked at him, and I didn't really see his face, but I saw his eyes, and his eyes were giving, they were just so beautiful. And I'm not into eyes. I'm not an eye person, but they just were so radiant and sparkly and so loving. But he was homeless. Like Jesus, he was homeless. So I went to this cashier in this dream, and I gave her a 10, and I wanted 2 5s. So she gives me back a penny, and I was just so confused. And I looked up, a penny is like a day's wages back in the Bible. And she gave me a pair. She like walks away, and I'm like gonna pick up my phone because I'm about ready to call the store and complain. But then she comes back with these slippers, and she says to me, because I'm told you're gonna need these. You're gonna need these. And I was really upset because I wasn't understanding what was going on, but now I do. So Jesus was the homeless man. And the slippers were like my Cinderella slippers. You know, midnight, at the stroke of midnight, you know, type thing. Going to the ball, So 12 symbolizes the foundation or the government of God's people. And Sarah, who I spoke about in Hebrews 11:11, she dies at 127 years old and divinely fulfills, which is basically divine, completing her fulfillment of her life. And also the book of Esther, which I said the 4:14 comes from the book of Esther, which is, for such a time as this. And not knowing that I really know what that meant, but I guess now's the time for such a time as this that I'm picking it up. I'm understanding it. But in the book of Esther, Esther's husband, and Esther was the one that saved the Jews. She was Jewish. Her husband didn't know she was Jewish. And I think King Aham, or I forget his name, wanted to kill all the Jews. So Esther had to risk it, be very risky, and she went to her husband, the king, and there were certain rules of what you could and couldn't do. You couldn't go and speak to a king without being invited, but that was her husband, and she just didn't care. She was going to risk it. So she went and she talked to him. But anyway, her King Ahasuerus, I'm really massacring that name, but it's Ahasuerus. He ruled over 127 provinces, which is basically God's kingdom, really. Because God, like I was talking to my one daughter, I said it's really disturbing how you get taxed for land, and who says it's their land to tax you? Just blows me away. It's not their land. They didn't pay nothing for it, but yet they're making you pay for it. It's just mind blowing when you really deeply look at things. But anyway, I'm gonna end this video. We're already 41 minutes in, and I hope you picked up something from this. I do feel there's an end to something. Don't know what, but like God said, wait. So I waited, and 2 days later, I on my birthday, because April 6th, I knew the April 6th represented my birthday, but I didn't really understand my message would come on April or June 4th. Yeah, that just kind of blows my mind. But I love you all, and I hope you have a great day. And hopefully I get to talk to you soon. I hope you're saved, and come to Jesus. I never thought I would say stuff like this, to be honest with you. But that's how I really have total peace. It's because of Him. It's because of reading the Bible, or not reading. Well, let me correct myself. Listening to the Bible. I have been trying to read it, but I don't know. When I read words, it just kind of like jumbles. I'd rather hear it. But anyway, I love you all. I really think we're at the end of something, and I really think it's marvelous. So talk to you soon, or see you soon. Love you. Bye.